Hello, 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 hello. Good morning and welcome. My name is Lee Cara. This is Unleash Your Light. I am live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I am live on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. Hello to all of my friends out there. It's definitely an interesting time. I hope that y'all will come and join me, hang out with me. Hi, Sandy. We have my co-host back here hopped up on there. Let me see, that's right over here. That's Q. We have the pumpkin that never quits is with us. That pumpkin that my son painted that has been literally hanging out since October 10th. And it just keeps on ticking. I keep waiting for it to die or start to smell or rot or something. But no, it is still beautiful and perfect and painted like Prometheus. Prometheus is eternal in his punishment there on the rock. Hi, Carla. Hi, Heather. Welcome. I'm so grateful to have you guys here today. If Facebook is glitchy, I am also broadcasting on YouTube. Click my little name, roll up or roll down on your screen, and I have a link that goes to YouTube. It seems like lately the YouTube has been more clear than the Facebook, so feel free to jump over and watch me over on the YouTube. So this is crazy, crazy energy in the world right now, you guys. You notice that the topic of this is stuck at home, digging into distractions, digging into distractions. We have the 3D world hustling and bustling all the time in our lives, right? We have always, it seems like there's always something else to do. There's always someone to call. There's always someone to check on. There's always stuff to do. There's always another list, another errand, another job, there's always something. And it constantly keeps us in a space of separation unless you're really, really like connected. Most of us are very human. And so it takes a minute to tune in and be connected. And that 3D world that's constantly running is constantly distracting us. Okay. And many of us use distractions in our everyday life to keep from facing things in our life that we don't want to face. So, y'all, I've said this for the last 2 or 3 shows. If I say something, hi, Saraya, if I say something and you have a strong reaction to it, if I say something and it kind of like sets you off a little bit, if it makes you a little mad, if it makes you a little in your feelings about something, guess what? Then you're in the right place. Because that's a space in you that could use a little bit of healing. And right now, I would bet that those spaces are rising up to the surface. Hi, Christine. Mwah. I would bet that those spaces are rising up to the surface. I would bet that some of those things that you use your everyday life to distract you from are starting to bubble up to the surface a little bit. It's been about a week since here in Virginia, our kind of self-imposed social physical distancing. I don't know. Somebody said the other day that they don't. Lee Harris from the Lee Harris Energy Report. He was talking about how one of his followers said it's not really social distancing; it's physical distancing because socially we still have this, right? We still have this. So since this physical distancing here in Virginia, it kind of started on Saturday. Oh goodness, Christine. Everybody send love to Christine and Christine's father. I have known Christine since 1983. So she's a wonderful, dear soul, and so much love to her family. So we are sitting in this space of being in your own house. So for the first week or so, maybe you're thinking a lot about the fear. You're thinking about how am I going to do this? What's going to happen? How are we going to? Now we've kind of had time to sit with it. And you can't just think about that all day. You can't just think about the bad things all day. You can't be in your head keeping yourself busy all the time after about a week. You probably cleaned everything you could clean, reorganized almost everything you could reorganize. You probably planned a lot of things. Hi, John. Hi, Barbara. You probably planned a lot of stuff, a lot of projects for your little house, right? And now here we are a week or so later, and they're saying, oh, we got like 3 weeks ahead of us. The 3D world has always kept us distracted from these spaces in us that don't feel quite right, you know? And I've spoken about it here in the spiritual circles before. When people feel spiritually blocked, when they feel like I'm not getting the answers I need, I'm not getting the knowledge I need, I'm not moving forward as fast as I could possibly move forward, they tend to pick up a project. Here, let me do art so that I'm not, so I can overcome this. Let me go and meditate. Let me do this. Let me do that. And they tend to not actually look at why they're blocked, because obstacles are often a uh, a pause, not pause, but a pause, pause, so that you can stop for a second and evaluate, so that you can stop for a second and look at yourself, so that you can stop for a second and figure out, what the heck am I doing? Why am I feeling this way? Rather than running off to distract yourself. Now, even if you're not in the spiritual world, we have times in our lives where we start to feel like stressed out and blocked and obstructed, and we feel like nothing's going our way, and we can't figure out why things aren't moving forward. Maybe it's because you're not prepared yet. Maybe it's because the universe knows if we throw the next thing at them, they're going to crash and burn. And we're not ready for them to crash and burn. We want to help them. We want to support them. So in that moment of pause, not pause, in that moment of pause, in that moment of kind of, let's take a breath here, is when we reevaluate, when we look at ourselves, when we be accountable for the things we know, the things we don't know, when we start to dig into our emotional stuff. Am I still upset about this? Have I healed myself from that? Why am I making these choices in the way that I'm making them? These are the moments for us that during that pause, that the universe is giving us a second to kind of plan without planning, to prepare our foundation for what we're moving forward into next, even though we don't know what that is, right? So here we are in this moment, and I've been getting into my cards a little bit lately, y'all. Y'all know I don't really do these cards, but when I pull cards, every time I pull them out of the deck, there's always one or two that get stuck in there, and those are the messages directly for me. So today, my message, when I grabbed these cards, thinking that later in the show, I'd pull some cards for y'all. And these are message cards. I do, okay, a side note. For all of you who are not on TikTok, please get TikTok. I know that this sounds ridiculous. And for some of you who are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe 70s, maybe 80s, who knows, you're thinking, oh, that's kids' app. Let me tell you, there is some very clever comedy on there. If you like 60 seconds worth of funny, TikTok is the place to go. If you like 15 seconds worth of, oh my God, that was hysterical, TikTok is the place to go. These kids and these content producers, and they're not all kids, are absolutely like ingenious and creative with what they're doing over there. It's absolutely incredible. So I created a tarot card reading profile called Lee Cara Universe. So if you go over there, you can find me, you can follow me. I'm about 40 people away from 5,000 followers over there, where I do a daily pull of the cards. So I've really been trying to connect with my intuition, with my divine connection, by opening myself up to the universe, to the messages, all this kind of stuff. So, okay, my aside is now over. If you need the link, let me know. I'll point you in the right direction. It's a lot of fun over there. It really is. Whether you make videos or not, you don't have to. You can just watch. There's a guy on there who does impressions, and one of the ones that he does is Obama and Trump are living together in an apartment. And so they're absolutely hysterical. They're so funny. They're so cute. They're so endearing. It's almost made me like Trump. Anyways, okay. So today, the card that came out for me, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. And I just thought that this was incredibly appropriate. Oh, of course, it's going to light up real, real bright. I thought that it was incredibly appropriate for the moment that we are in, and the words that the universe is about to give me to say to you. Because during this time, our distractions are falling away one by one. Our distractions that have provided us so much good protection for such a long time are falling off one by one by one. And all we're left with is us. All we're left with is sitting in our own space, in our own energy, day after day after day. And for some of you, this is terrifying. For some of you, this is painful. For some of you, this feels like torture. To be sitting alone with only yourself, with only your own thoughts. And yet, these are the moments that are the most transformational. These are the moments where we see so clearly into our soul. These are the moments where we can connect the deepest with our own connection with divinity, with our own integration with God. These are the moments when we sit in our own space where we can do the deepest work. So rather than allow yourself to be caught up in those distractions and constantly trying to find something to do. Hello, Zena, welcome. And constantly be trying to find something to do. Take a moment to sit in silence. And I don't want to call this meditating because I don't really do that kind of a thing. That all makes it seem very lofty to me when we talk about meditating. I still get a little bit intimidated by the whole meditation thing. But call it what you want to call it. Ask a question and sit in silence. So let's dig into this a little bit. I always talk about we have to be like Scooby and the gang, right? So we have to be like Scooby and the gang. Prayers to Zena. Everybody send prayers to Zena, okay? So we have to be like Scooby and the gang. And I just love these. They say geezer peepers. It's funny, right? It's really funny. So we have to dig in to the things in our life that pop up. We have to be self-aware for the changes in our own mood. And when we are in this smaller space, when we are stuck with ourselves, this is the perfect time to practice that self-awareness and paying attention. So when you sense a change in your mood, when you sense a resistance to doing something, when you sense an emotion coming up because of something you see on TV, because of a thought that crosses your mind, stop for a moment, pause, right? And pay attention to what that is. Pay attention to that feeling and ask yourself some questions in that moment. When did I last feel this way? What was happening the last time I felt like this? Who made me feel this way? Made me feel this way. You know, nobody makes you feel anyway, but when did I feel this way before? What was the situation that was going on? And how did I respond to it then? And have I looked back at it again? And sometimes you're not going to get the answers right away. Like the universe is not like an instant, oh, here's your answer, unless you're super connected. You know, like unless you've been really practicing. But if you're just starting out in this, sometimes you have to ask the question and then let it go. Let it go. Sometimes you have to ask the question and release an expectation to even get an answer. Because when we do that, we're allowing the universe to contact us. Because the universe is always trying to speak to you. The universe is always trying to speak to you. And you can call it the universe, you can call it God, Gaia, the light, my spirit guides, my angels, call it Fred. It does not make one bit of difference. It is that direct line that we have to the divine that is within us. Right? Because if you're here, then you know that we are a spiritual being, a divine being, having a human experience. And that we're here to learn, and we're here to grow, and we're here to lift the earth into its next phase, which, looking around, this is a big part of it. So that connection that we have, everybody has it, whether you're spiritual or not. My friends on here, if you've made it this far, who are not spiritual, you have it too. Everyone that you know has it. Oh, that was a nice orb. Everyone that you know has this spiritual connection within them and direct line to the universe. We all have it. And now is the time for you to pick up that telephone. And I know I keep doing this, and maybe some of you younger ones don't remember when a phone was like this, but now is the time for you to make that connection stronger, for you to lean into it, because there's not as many distractions distracting you from the divine voice, that voice within you that is connected to the divine, that is the divine energy. And what is the divine energy? It's unconditional love, of course. So if you have any questions about connecting with that, I did a whole show called Do You Hear the Divine Voice? You could go over to my Facebook page, Unleash Your Light, and the link is there to that show. And it's all about tuning in to that divine voice. And it's a lot of what I just spoke to you about just in this much, you know. But now is the time, since we don't have all these distractions, to really dig in to those things that keep rising to the surface, to that pain that keeps coming up in our life when we are now forced to sit with ourselves. How many of you struggle with self-love? How many of you struggle with believing in yourself? How many of you struggle with living up to the expectations of those around you, with self-judgment? How many of you put expectations on yourself? I did a show about don't put expectations on your happiness, because I had a conversation with someone who was saying, I should be able to just sit down and write a poem, and I don't understand why I can't. I love to write poems. She was putting expectations on her happiness. If writing poems is your bliss, but you put an expectation, if I can't write a full poem, then what's the point? Why am I doing this? I'm obviously a terrible poem writer. I shouldn't be doing this. These are the type of things that are going to come up, because in this space of sitting with yourself, you might be finding hobbies that you like. So let's go to this. What are things we can do in our stuck at home time? You can dig up those old hobbies. You can dig into what you love. And if you don't know what you love, again, sit in silence and ask the question, what is my bliss? What is my purpose? What did I love? When did I feel the most joyous? And I've said it before on here, there are people who go through life and they don't remember what it feels like to be joyous, to experience unconditional love, even for just a moment. So I'm going to take you to that spot for just a second so that you can look for those spaces in your life again. That moment when you see a puppy or a cute animal or a beautiful little baby, when you go, that second or two of pure joy, when you're not thinking about anything in the outside world, you're not thinking about your bills, you're not thinking about food, you're not thinking about anything except, oh my God, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And maybe it's not an animal or a baby for you. Maybe it's a muscle car. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's a pile of money. I don't know. Maybe it's the person that you love right now. But you have that moment of that intake of breath where all you feel is joy. You can get that feeling anytime you want. You can get that feeling anytime you need it, merely by taking a moment and transporting yourself to that place and visualizing it. Because we are creating reality with our thoughts, we can also create our emotion. We can also create energy around us. We can also dig in to that energy and call it home. You can use that as your safety safe. If you watch Ralphie May, you know what I'm talking about. You can use that as your safety safe in this time of confusion, worry, circling, stress, panic, fear, loss. That moment. And it's okay to feel that way. I see that I'm glitched up over here on Facebook. Again, if I'm glitched up on Facebook, scroll up on my little name and you can move over here to YouTube, because I'm not glitchy over there. And I want to tell you, it's okay for you to be blissful right now. It's okay for you to try to feel joy. It's okay for you to lean into peace right now, especially if in your particular life right now, There is no tragedy. Yes, we are in a global tragedy. Yes, there are things, people dying, people in pain, people just having a really hard time all over the world. People in our families, people in our friends. There are people in my friends list who have tested positive. There are people who are having struggles that aren't testing positive. Just the regular everyday health stuff. But it's okay for you to connect with unconditional love right now. In fact, if you call yourself a light worker, if you are here in this awakening, if you are curious about spirituality, if you are leaning into there's more out there, I would charge you that that is your duty right now. I would charge you that this pause is the thing that is going to allow you the time to really lean into your connection, to really lean into your connection to the divine that rides within you. And through that connection, to rediscover your empathy and connection with every other person on the planet. I've been saying this on my show for a long time, that we are all connected, that we are connected to every other person on the planet energetically, because we are all drops in the divine ocean. We all carry a piece of that divine energy of God inside of us, whatever you like to call it. We are a singularity of the plurality. And while we are each a drop, we are not a disconnected drop. We are also the whole, because the whole of divinity is within that drop. And it is within us. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are a singularity of a plurality. And so what we do, what we say, what we think, how we feel, how we activate our own emotions affects the collective. If you don't know what the collective is, that's everybody. Connected everybody. So your lift up, your epiphany, your level up affects everyone. So if we sit in the space of fear, if we sit in the energy of panic, if we allow the worry for everyone else, because us empaths, we tend to soak these things up. And when the collective is in a particular mindset, or when our family or the room is in a particular mindset, we get that way too. But it is time for you to push the energy of love outwards, because it is an infinite source. So if you can take a moment to sit quietly and close your eyes, take a deep breath, and picture that energy of love at your core. That white light, golden light, purple light, whatever you like to, green light, whatever you like to visualize, it really doesn't matter. And we're going to picture it right at our centers, right? And I want you to take a moment to feel that energy of that puppy or that baby, that moment of unconditional love, and let it fill you. And in that moment of it filling you, allow that light to expand through your body and start to shine outward so that you glow. And if you need to take another moment to see that baby, to see that puppy, to get back into it, do it. Take as many moments as you need. And as we take the deep breath in and we're allowing that light to shine out, just see it filling the room that you're in. And you can take as many moments to reset into that energy of unconditional love, where you get the chills and you get the tingles over and over, and just spread beyond your room, fill your house, fill your neighborhood, fill your town, fill it outwards until you're expanding the entire earth. And you may be saying, how could I possibly do that? How can I possibly do that? I'm just one person. You are one person who encompasses the energy of the universe. You are the most powerful being on the planet, because you are an expression of God. And so we push that energy outwards, especially for all my baby empaths out there, for all my new empaths. You push that energy outwards rather than putting up a wall to block it. So when you put out a wall, you block the receiving of love too. So we don't want a wall. We want a wave going outwards that goes back and forth, right? Like on the beach, the waves go out and they come back in. And that's what we want that energy of love to do. And this is an easy practice that you can do anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, anytime you're getting emotions in that you aren't sure what they are. Ask your question, where is this coming from? Why is this triggering me? What do I need to dig into? And then let it go. And then do your little, oh, baby, and push that outwards like a wave. You can do this anytime you want. So let's talk about some other practical things that we can do, huh? I have found that YouTube is an amazing resource during this time. And not to go and watch every conspiracy theory about the cabal, about bringing down the world, all that kind of stuff. Yes, a lot of people believe in that. Yes, it is an energy that is becoming overwhelming. I choose to focus on the unconditional love because even if that is happening, why do you think we're here? To push back on that energy, to be the love, to be the unconditional love energy that shifts our planet out of fear, out of slavery, and into something completely different. Almost like I don't want to call it the final exam, let's call it the midterm exam. Because this happens over and over again in our cycle of life here on this planet, throughout our history on this planet. This type of energetic cleansing. So let's take a moment to dig into some real stuff that you can do. So YouTube is an absolutely amazing resource for everything from binaural beats to solfeggio frequencies. There are the frequencies of love, of healing, of immune system building, and you could just put those on in the background, have them running. First of all, that's an amazing thing to have on. When I nap on the couch, I put those on first. And then I nap on the couch to these sounds of, the universe, these frequencies that they say can help us, right? There are yoga classes online. There are Kundalini classes online. There are guided meditations online. So let's take it a step further. When you asked, what is my purpose? Or maybe you know your purpose, but you don't know how to get there. Maybe you know your purpose is to spread the word, but you're not very tech savvy, or you don't know how to get followers, or you don't know how to get the word out, or should I write? Should I draw? I don't know what to do to get the message out. You can, yeah, there you go. Cindy's talking about checking the nature channels, learn about animals. And that's exactly where I was going to go. Whatever you love, if it is that you find out, oh my gosh, I love animals, then you need to start learning everything you can learn about animals. Learn everything you can learn. Watch every science/nature-based show you can find. And in YouTube, they give you learning in 10-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, 20-minute, 2-hour long doses. There are sources online where you can take college classes on all kinds of things, including biology, including animal husbandry, including genetic cloning, including whatever related to animals you want. There's videos with people doing shamanic drumming that you can literally sit in on in your living room. And I'll tell you what, you wouldn't think that watching a show can transport you, but it can. It's happened to me. You can sit cross-legged in your living room and put on some shamanic drumming and really allow yourself to lean in, and you will be transported to the forest, to the desert, to the beach, to wherever it is that you have your space in the heavens, in the ethers, however you like to say it, your safe place. You can be transported there. But you can also take classes to brush up on your skills. There are YouTube videos on placing Facebook ads, on creating sales funnels, on creating courses, on becoming a coach. I just signed up for a thing called the Learn Academy, LURN. And I signed up for free, and there's probably 30, 40 courses that are free courses, hour-long courses on topics ranging from copywriting to SEO to becoming a more confident person, the Zig Ziglar thing. There's courses from Tony Robbins there on becoming motivated. So on the practical level, you can get all kinds of things. There's lots of different courses out there and pathways that you can go down. You could start a theology course if you wanted to get your certificate of ministry. You know, you can do so much. Me too, Zena. am now addicted to YouTube, y'all. I don't know if I call it addicted, but I watch it every single day because I have people on there that I watch every day. There you go. Google Earth is free. If you decide that you love monuments and you want to learn everything you can about monuments, dig into that. And then dig into the architecture behind it. And then dig it, like there's a whole list of things that you can be doing to share that knowledge. And you may not know why you're drawn to it at the beginning. This monument thing. Why do I need to know everything that there is to know about Machu Picchu? Why? I've looked at everything online. I've watched every video. I've learned about the town that's nearby. I've learned about the architecture of the structure. Maybe you're preparing to be a tour guide there. Maybe you're preparing to help other people to go there on trips. Maybe you're preparing to move there. Maybe you're preparing to give other people the knowledge that they need to make these trips to Machu Picchu. If you live in California and you're obsessed with Mount Shasta, go to Mount Shasta. You can be socially distanced and go drive in your car and go to Mount Shasta. Or you can just learn about it if you're here on this coast and you're obsessed with it. Learn everything you can. Watch every video. Learn about the towns around it. If you love the game of pool, dig into it. Now is the time that you can really dig into your hobbies. Because when we come out the other side of this, you can do what you love. It's going to shift your priorities to what you love, rather than what you have to do. And the thing that Andrew Yang was always talking about how we're going to automate jobs away and how we're going to be losing so many jobs, truck drivers and servers and bartenders and retail workers and all these things are going to start to drift away because we're going to be doing so much online, because we're going to have robots that are going to do this stuff. It sounded real fantastical when he was talking about it, but I'll tell you what, one of our close friends here, her ex was talking about this 3 years ago when I first met her about this automation. So now is the time for you to dig into your new space. Oh, thank you, Zena. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. You never know, I may hit you up, girl. Now is the time for you to dig into that thing that you love. Knowledge has value. Passion has value. It's time for you to find yours. And maybe you know your passion, but you don't know how to make it work, right? I know a lot of my spiritual community believes that they are supposed to coach people, heal people, lead people, all this kind of stuff, but they don't have the digital knowledge. And they get very, I just can't learn. Well, guess what? Now is the time, because there's no distractions. And you can start from zero and not be ashamed. If you have to start literally from turn on your computer, then you start there. There is no shame in learning. Learning is joyous, and you're never too old to learn how to do something. It's never too late to learn how to do something. You don't need a degree to learn how to market. You can watch 1,000 videos over the next 2 weeks and become a marketing master. Whether you start marketing other people or whether you just market yourself. Whether you reach out to small businesses in your community or whether you just lean into your own message and push that out. Because community businesses are going to need some help. You can lean in and do things for free for the first 2 months of your business. You can lean in right now and learn how to do graphic design, learn how to work Canva, learn how to work PicMonkey. Learn how to create images, how to create logos if you're creative and you don't know how to do it. There you go, exactly. Here's a whole list of spiritual stuff you can dig into. You can watch Dr. Joe, Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle. You can watch me. I have tons of shows on YouTube. Hi, Cat. There's so many things that you can dig into. There's so many places that you can find knowledge. And now is the time for you to treat yourself. Give yourself that time to lean back and figure out, what direction do I want to go in? Who am I? You define you, not the world, not your job, not your family, not your love. You define you. And it is time for you to rediscover who you are, to dig down past these distractions, be like Scooby and the gang, and really look. See my geezer peepers? And really look at who you are. Yeah, you could catch up on all the leak care. Really look at who you are and who you want to be. Not who you should be, not who the world thinks you should be. I talked about this many times. I got this quote from a show called She's Gotta Have It. It's great. It's on Netflix. It's a Spike Jonze series. There's a lot of sex, just letting you know. I am defining myself for myself. And this is not a selfish place to be, because guess what? That's your job here on the planet, to love yourself, to be self-aware, to connect with the love within you. That unconditional love of self is what integrates you with the divine. That unconditional love of self is what allows you to give fully to others. That unconditional love of self and self-care is what prepares you and creates a foundation for you to move forward, to build something strong. Beautiful Cat. You know what's interesting is that I remember us talking about that like a year ago. Cat and I had this conversation back and forth about finding what you love and digging into it and finding a way to da 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 da. You know, I mean, I remember that. And we had this conversation about leaning into that and finding a way to make that work. And sometimes what you love, you have to do for free for a little while. But if you love it, it's a joy, right? And you know that you're giving through the heart of giving. You know that you're doing it to help yourself, to help others, to grow the world, to expand your own self-love. And the more you do it, the better you feel about yourself. The more you do it, the better you feel about your energy. The more you do it, the more connected you become to that divine energy that's with us all the time. And as I was saying, in this time, right now, it is not selfish to feel good in your self-quarantine, in your social/physical distancing. It is okay to feel that way. It is not selfish to enjoy your quarantine. It is the best thing you can do, because it is our energy that will shift. It is our energy that will help those who are in fear. It is our energy that changes the world. Take this time to dig into those distractions, to dig into those things that during the day-to-day life that keep you distracted from the world. You can do it. I know you can do it. It takes a little bit of time. It takes courage, because sometimes the things we have to dig into are really difficult. Sometimes it's trauma. Sometimes it's pain. Sometimes we have to look at our anxiety and figure out, where is this coming from? Where did this start? When did I not feel anxious? And what happened between then and now? It is hard to do. It is difficult to do. But now is the time to do it. Because you don't have to go run out of the house. I only have 10 minutes to take a look at this. Like this. This is not a watch. This is a bracelet that I made, by the way, y'all. Now is the time. You have the time to dig into this stuff. You have the privacy. You have the moments to dig into it and to be upset all day. It's okay if you get upset. You could be upset as long as you want to. That's okay. But love yourself through it. Comfort yourself through it. Accept that this is just a stage of my growth and it's going to get better. This is what the universe is calling on you to do right now. This is what the universe is calling on you to do right now, to reconnect with it, to speak to it. I have a friend here locally named Kalunya Hawe. Kalunya Hawe calls herself a hollow bow. So she channels from Mother Earth. And she posted the most beautiful thing the other day, and I posted it here as well. And she posted it with a little YouTube video about how the canals of Venice are kind of self-cleansing. And so she put this channeled message from Mother Earth, from Gaia. She doesn't call Mother Earth Gaia. She's in the Native American tradition. I don't know the name, so I'm not even going to try to say it. But she was talking about how this is a cleansing and how this is a moment for us to reconnect with the roots of Mother Earth, with the sky, Father Sky, for us to reconnect in this moment. I did put the post on my page, so when I'm finished with my show, y'all should read it and go on over and follow her. She has a page about healing and all that kind of stuff. This is a beautiful time for you to lean into your connection. This is a beautiful time for you to explore everything that you have always wanted to dig into, but been too scared, or been too busy, or been too distracted, or been purposely avoiding, or unconsciously avoiding. Now is the time to clean out your closet, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I'm doing the same thing here. I'm cleaning out my closet physically. I'm going to do it in the house too. Now is the time for us to face those things that we call demons and darkness and bring our flashlight and make friends with it and love it until it's our friend. Love that fear, love that pain, love that stress away. Comfort yourself. It's difficult, but I know you can do it because you're here, right? So the other card that I pulled, that, like I said, the cards stick in the deck, right? So the other card that I pulled says, the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. And this is exactly what I'm always talking about letting go of your expectations, right? It's exactly what I'm always talking about, and what I said here on the show is that you ask your question, then you let it go. And you release the expectations of the answer. Because the answer is going to come. The universe is always talking to you. It's always trying to communicate with you. We just have to listen. The universe speaks your language. So asking someone else to interpret it for you, sometimes it's nice to have clear eyes on it, but it speaks your language. So it's really speaking for you. And you have the answers. So I'm super grateful. Let go or be dragged. That's funny, Kat. I'm super grateful for all of you being here. And I did pull out these cards. So I guess if anybody wants a little card, a little message from the universe right now, that I am, oh, that's nice. Yes, I saw that in Italy, that people are singing out of their windows. I have these cute little cards that are a message from the universe. I'm sure that many of you have them as well. But anyone who wants a card, I'm happy to draw. I'm connecting with my divine. And so if you're done listening to me, you can go ahead and sign off. But this is the part of the show where I'm going to draw some cards and just hang out with you guys for a few minutes. I'm going to drink out of my giant coffee cup. So good. I went vegan 2 weeks ago. Did not know that all of this was going to happen, but I went vegan 2 weeks ago. I'm having some health issues. So, all right, Cindy. Cindy wants a card from the universe. I'm still getting the hang of these things, so bear with me, darling. All right, let's see. Oh, me. Okay, all right, here we go. Thank you. Yes, my coffee cup is as big as my head. Message from the universe for Cindy, my beautiful friend Cindy. Message from the universe for Cindy. I'll tell you what, I'm so addicted to cards now. I keep saying addicted. I don't know. That's a word that I don't know if I'm that I don't know if I'm like liking very much. I'm loving it, maybe. I'm really connecting to the cards. I feel like the message comes through very quickly. On my TikTok that I'm doing, I pull a rune for the day. So that's always amazing. Okay, here we go. This is your card right here. It's got a big eyeball on it, right? Like that third eye. And it says, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. And I know that Cindy is always transforming the world that she sees, because she does some amazing photography stuff and manipulating of the energy. And Cindy, what I would do if I was you, there are videos about how you can, number one, create an Etsy store where you sell downloadable printables. So you can your art prints, you can connect it to canvases and sell your photographs that you've manipulated, either with or without. Oh, hang in there, hang in there. Facebook is glitchy. Facebook is glitchy, don't go. You can manipulate those photographs and create art prints to sell that you don't have to physically ship. And there are videos online that you can find to figure out how to do that super easily. There's also a site called Pixel where you can literally just upload your photo and put it on items, right? So now your beautiful pictures can be available for everyone, because that's how you see the world. The mirror stuff that you do, the color manipulation, the all of those kind of things. It's beautiful, and you can share how you see the world with everyone. I love you so much, Cindy. All right, who else would like a little card? This is post-show hangout where I'm just pulling little cards. So if you would like a little message from the universe, please let me know. I don't usually do this, but I'm sharing with you guys today because I'm expanding myself in this time of self-quarantine. Now, I've been doing the TikTok stuff for about a month now, maybe a month and a half, and I love it. It's very interesting. You can do a lot of them on your phone also, Cindy. You can do a lot of it on your phone. And what you can do on your phone right now is that creation of the prints, is that creation of the manipulation and all that kind of stuff. All right, Kat wants a card for Kat. Let's give Kat a beautiful card from the universe. Yes, I'm Lee Cara Universe over on TikTok. And like I said, it is fun to just watch. Like literally, I will while away an hour or two on there just watching people. They are so funny, so creative, so ingenious. And the interesting thing about being over there is that it connects with a whole different audience. So the people that are watching my little videos are young, and they need self-love, and they reach out to me, and they're just completely, they're so connected, and they want to be more connected. So here, oh, that is not your card. Literally, the universe went, nope, we were just stuck. That's not for Kat. I was like, oh, okay. See, that's the thing. You have to really listen to what the universe is saying. Like, really listen to it, because it's always talking. Oh, there you go. And here is what your card looks like. It looks like two beautiful little owls or figures, angels, whatever you want to call them, with the moon. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Beautiful. So beautiful. Cindy, I would choose a core set of 50 prints. Choose 50 prints that are the most creative, that are the most beautiful, that are the ones that you think that people will be drawn to. Ask the universe to help you choose those 50 prints. Ask the universe to help you. Come up with a name for your photography that encompasses what it is: nature, twisted nature, or altered reality, or whatever it is. Create that in your mind, and then you can use your phone to create the banner, because all you have to do is pick the right size thing, right? On your photo editing app that you use on your phone. I'm sure that it has I think it's 16 by something on there. And if you're using a phone editing app, I'll bet there's a YouTube video on how to use it in an even deeper way. I've been using WeVideo to edit my videos, And when I actually looked up how to use it, I was like, oh my gosh, I've only been using like this much of it, and there's this much to use, you know? You got it, Soraya. Okay, so let's Carla with like a card. Carla, my sweet Carla, I did not call you the other day. I should have called you. My sweet Carla needs a card from the universe. Okay, you got two cards, Carla. Here we go. The first one looks beautiful. It's a heart. It's a crescent moon. Now, when I'm pulling these and you look at this images, this is the moment to pay attention to how it makes you feel, what it brings up, because the card itself, the picture itself, can be a clue for you, can be a place for you where you need some healing. It can be a space in which the universe is sending you a message, right? In a lot of ways. And it says, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So that's the first one. And then the second card that you got looks like this little thing on here. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. That's lovely. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Big one. Wash away those doubts that come up when something miraculous happens and accept. Wash away the doubt that comes when the divine voice comes in and accept. It's a good message for all of us, right? So I'll pull a card for Soraya. Soraya is my new friend, y'all. She lives here locally. I'm putting you on blast, Soraya. And I just love her. Everyone welcomes Soraya to our little circle. She's just such a kind heart, such a loving soul, and so curious and open. I got little goosebumps talking about you, Soraya. I just adore you. Okay, let's see. Message for Soraya. Message for Soraya. Oh, there we go. This is exactly what we were talking about today, Soraya. So there's your little card. It's got all the little trees and two little birds. And oh, those aren't birds. They look like birds to me. See? Down here, those look like birds to me. They're leaves. But if they look like birds to you, then maybe that means something. Two little birds and their reflection here, huh? True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. It's exactly what we were talking about today. Leaning into that stuff. Let me read that again. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. It's okay to be pissed. It's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel shame. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. But don't live in those feelings. Don't allow them to thrive. Take out your little magnifying glass, like Scooby and the gang, right? And see what's below them. See what lives below those vines. See what lives below those vines and dig down to the roots and pull out the root. I still have a free book on my website, y'all, that's all about that, pulling out the root. And so now is a great time to download an ebook. So I do have a free one on my website still. It is called The Simple Spirituality of Self, and it digs into all the things that stand between us and self-love. All right? So you guys can go there, put in your little email address. You get a download of my ebook that I wrote a little ways back. And of course, you can get my physical book or an e-download. Now, the physical book is $9.95 plus shipping here in the States. Or you can get a digital download of my book. The digital download is only $2.99. So if you have not read Unleash Your Light, you can do that. And you can actually print out, some of these pages are question pages. So if you can see, like I have little questions here for you to fill out, a little cute little drawing that my son drew. And you can download those pages and do them like journaling, do them like workshops. This is the space for us to be leaning in to our awakening, leaning in to our transformation, leaning in to our love. Yes, Carla, collaboration is so amazing right now. I love every single one of you. I'm super grateful for all of you. And share this out if you want. If you know someone who's in this space of being at loose ends, and this is a huge time, y'all. Let's send love. Let's send joy. Let's send peace. Let's have unconditional love for ourselves. Let's shift this energy so that we can be productive and connected and hear divine so clearly, so that when we come out of this, we can reinvent the entire world through empathy and compassion and love. I love every one of you.